Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Taylor Jones. And do you have any idea what time it is? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Taylor Jones, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, TC Jones Edits. And other words, welcome back to a brand new episode of Cold Man's Winter. And for those that didn't watch my latest video, don't worry, the link will be in the description bar down below, so feel free to check it out. But for right now, it's time to get down to the real nitty-gritty, because today is officially the 7th of March 2022, and like I did in the last episode, shout out to the Milan Bulldogs, the high school boys basketball team who is planning to play against Fairview, the Fairview Yellow Jackets, because it's the time of the high school basketball playoffs. Just like in college, we have March Madness taking place. So right about now, I just want y'all to know that Milan Bulldogs, mostly, no matter what happens, you still gonna have to prove that you can take a challenge. If you can defeat the hardest teams, you can defeat another one and get closer to the gold every day you play. Because we're striving to get the gold ball and make history in Milan, Tennessee. But that's not the point. The point is that we have a brand new episode, a brand new chapter in life, a brand new journey ahead. Because what is all that? What is all of that proving when it comes to dealing with weaknesses? And that's what I want to talk about, weaknesses. Now, when you think of weaknesses, you thinking about you so scared and you so puny. People gonna laugh at you because you ain't strong enough and whatnot, while they have a whole lot of things that you wish you had, like a girlfriend, boyfriend, uh, fly gear, like you ride around in a caddy convertible, diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene and with the gangster lean. But being weak, it's like it's a terrible feeling. People want to knock you down. People want to call you cowards, but the people that are calling you cowards, they're bigger cowards because they don't know when to man up or step up and say, I'm sorry, I really messed up bad. Because a lot of people probably got on them. Nets flying around, don't pay that no mind. But being weak, it's not a good feeling. But sometimes it is a good feeling, because it's like a way of saying you might want to back up a little bit. Because I know what it's like to be weak. I know what it's like to cry. I know what it's like to get humiliated, laughed at, have random objects replaced or thrown in the trash or taken for good, until you have the nerve to fight back and claim what's yours, like a title. I mean, it's more than wrestling. It's more than basketball. It's like, especially after getting defeated for the biggest game of the year, but you have to play the same team a year later. That means some of the players will have to strive harder. And of course, some fans, they don't talk to you for a while until you get the hang of winning. I mean, that's all people want. They want to win. They don't care about losing. I mean, and I talked about the dangers of tough love last episode. So why would you think that being weak always have to have consequences, when most of the time the people that's making you feel weak, they're asking for a bigger consequence? Like, karma comes back to them, haunt them. What goes around comes around, what goes up must come down, but nobody gives a dang about that anymore. I mean, it takes more than Alicia Keys to let us know that. It takes more than everybody to quote that. Even Justin Timberlake, you know what I'm saying? Karma is karma. She's the dangerous type of girl to deal with. The kind of woman you do not take home to mama. The kind of person that wants you to see the ugliness that we call truth. And being weak is one thing that everybody hates to face on a daily basis. And I'm like, no, that's not the case. But what is the case is that you're going to have to accept it. If you can accept tough love, then you're going to have to accept weakness. You got to accept fear. You got to know that the only way to be strong is to keep staying weak for a while, metaphorically speaking, because it takes time to adjust. It's kind of like you get jumped, you failed, or you died, but then you have 2 extra lives left. And if you continue to fall and feel weak, it's like you're game over. Duh, it's obvious. Nothing is new to me. Nothing is new to video games from then to now. There's always going to be a game over. Grand Theft Auto will say that there is always a wasted, like you're dead. But when you're busted, you're going to lose everything on that game, especially when you get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going to have to stop playing games and take care of business. Get down to the real nitty gritty and overcome weakness with strength. But it takes a while. Young kids, it takes a while for them to understand, especially for those that does not have a strong father figure or strong mother figure to teach them what true love means, what reality, what real life looks like. Be honest about it. Stop beating around the bush, you know? That's why everybody's so weak. Fathers are ashamed that their sons are taking their mother's advice more than they're taking the manly advice. Vice versa. Daughters are in the same position. Because a lot of people want to fight you. Bullies, they want to see you fall until the day you die. But plot twist. When you die, who's going to be the one behind the crime? Your bullies. The bullies, they have consequences coming back to haunt them. They may get away with murder, but God ain't slick. He watching everything the bullies do, letting them know that they weak, they hard-headed, they're not going to be allowed in God's kingdom. But before it becomes a heaven versus hell thing, it's a real life thing. The good versus bad, the strong and the weak. Only the strong survive. Ice Cube referred to differ. Heck, the strong even die. You know what I'm saying? It's like weakness. It doesn't know when to let you go. You don't know when to let it go. I had weaknesses for the longest time. I admitted them based on what I had to deal with. I had a weakness to speak out. I had a weakness to give quality time. It's like I even have a weakness for not putting God first in my life and staying out of harm's way, you know? All the devilish things, they're always surrounding you. Guilty pleasures, that's a weakness. Money choices, that could be a weakness through financial detriments. I don't know why I thought that was cool to say it, but I'm not trying to be like a genius or Einstein. I could only be Taylor Jones. And that's another weakness. When you don't accept yourself for who you truly are and what people think about you. They want the real you. Even when you go on a date. Even when you want to make friends. Man. I don't understand why life is so complicated. Besides the fact that we made it so hard on ourselves. I'd rather see things eye to eye, turn the other cheek and just move on. But fighting for my life and losing all the time, not a good sign. Weaknesses. Some intend to it. Others, they started tripping over it. Faults. They come and go. Weaknesses. If you're too scrawny, too skinny, what can you do about it? You gotta accept it. Even when people want you to eat veggies, eat fruit, there's more ways to be stronger than just to eat healthy and learn how to fight and exercise. Weaknesses, it's more than physical. And I remember saying an example, metaphorically speaking, because when I say something that's metaphoric, it's like it's mental. It comes from the mind. It comes from the heart. Even in spirit. Man, if only life was so simple. But we don't know exactly how far it's going to lead us to. We never even witnessed the real deal. What matters to me the most about weaknesses is how much time it takes to explain the hardships towards self and towards others. But before you can talk to others, you gotta give some time to yourself and come up with ways to overcome weakness with strength. If all black individuals were not so harsh on each other, if white kids were not trying to be too wild. Racial issues, they kept us weak for years, for generations. And trying to provide peace. You're a lover, not a fighter. And being outnumbered by fighters, player haters, bullies. And I don't know. I don't know why that felt like a perfect prime example. But it's been happening on a daily basis. You want to stand out, but everybody else made their mind up. You voted for the hottest cheerleader. The cheerleader who always treats underclassmen and other cheerleaders like dirt for class president. and the one that's treated like dirt, she's smarter than the hottest cheerleader in town. She gets outvoted because of all the jocks, all the dudes who actually find her attractive, not just because of the body. I mean, just because of her diva mentality. Her personality destroyed the other girl, and the other girl who lost to the popular cheerleader, or make matters worse, she's the team captain. She gets devastated, want to commit suicide, but what's stopping the loser from doing that? Somebody had to put 2 cents in that girl's head and say, dude, are you out of your dang mind? So what if you weak? Forget about her. Forget about her. Forget about them jocks. That they just doing that for sports and pleasure. You're just doing this because you're trying to make a statement. You're trying to stand out. You know what I'm saying? Don't even think about pulling the gun to your head. You're not that type of girl. You got to overcome that weakness and stop letting the other folks treat you like garbage. But if you choose to stay weak, you will not make it this far. And the guy that said that is kind of like harsh. But the other guy, another student, like a girl this time, she explained to the loser that you don't have to be like this. I've been weak for years as much as you have been. You have to keep staying weak so you can get stronger. As in, learn lessons or two. Even when it means to be less judgmental. Because people who have more class, they can be a big pain in the butt. But you got more potential. You don't have to win everything. You have to keep trying, keep standing out to what you believe in. So she took the girl's advice, because the other dude, he did the right thing, but he's still trying to be too hard, like as if he was giving tough love. It made me think of that old movie Beyond the Lights. I may not remember it, but it's about, for those that watched that the movie back in 14 or 15, there was a girl. In the beginning, the girl, she lost a competition, and her mother was cursing like a sailor and expecting her daughter to do better. So when she grew up, her mother was, a momager, a mother / manager. She witnessed her daughter growing up to be a star, wearing fashionable outfits and colorful hair, dating a rapper who was buck wild. And for those that didn't know who I'm referring to, Machine Gun Kelly. But this was like a couple years after his debut single, Wild Boy. And of course, a couple years before he dissed Eminem as the rap devil. And yes, she had enough with Machine Gun Kelly's character, to the fact that a black police officer jumped him after the girl's boyfriend insulted her on stage, called her names. But then later on, she got away from the spotlight, off to another island, like a vacation, away from the hardships. But this time she's all natural. Natural hair, natural skin, natural look. She sung a song from her childhood that needs no technology. And everybody was feeling her sing with all passion and power, until her mother, Momager, came in to break the news. But near the end of the movie, the daughter had enough. The Momager just wanted her daughter to be a superstar, but the daughter said that she pushed her too far. I don't know. Some in my eyes I got clean out. But don't let that bother you. But what matters is that the daughter, she had enough, and she just wanted to let her mom know from Jump Street that this is going too far, and you've been doing this for years, more than being my mother. And even when her momager slapped her in the face, as if the daughter was too disrespectful, even though the daughter was right. After getting slapped in the face by her momager, the daughter knew that it was time to let her mother go, because she wasn't a mother. She was so compassionate of being a manager, wanting success, wanting her daughter to win, than to let the daughter do her own thing. You're fired. That's what she told the momager. And I feel like every now and then, parents can make us weak. But it's more than that. In a world full of greed, selfishness, and not giving a care about anything but themselves, and all this money and all that, that's what drives everybody weak in the future. That's what leads to breakups. If men are dogs, then why are some of us weak? Because we're not trying to abuse our women, but that's not the case. I'm not trying to be sexist. I mean, vice versa. Pastor Troy said it best. What if heaven was hell and life vice versa? If I told you go to hell, would you think I cursed you? I mean, everybody wants to go to heaven, but did they know heaven may not be the place to go? Again, I ask, what if heaven was hell and vice versa? I mean, that's exactly what it's like. When you're weak, it's kind of like the old Pastor Troy song, vice versa. Everything you did was good, turned out to be bad. Everything bad was really good. Robin Hood robbed the rich to feed the poor. He did the bad thing for good cause, good reasons. If only life was so easy. but it's not, especially when you're weak. I'd rather overcome my weakness with strength on a daily basis than to be sitting around introverted, isolating myself on a daily basis. Not even trying to call my friends or text my family, like even when it's not the right time. What would I do if I had no patience? I'd be like, man, screw them. Why is it every time they ain't got time for me? Well, what about you, Taylor? What about you? I mean, if it's not the right time, all you got to say is, okay. It's like, okay, just wait. Dang, I mean, this is exactly why people are exposed for being weak. They just don't want to admit the truth. They don't. And if that's the case, which leads to the people being exposed, getting fired from their jobs. I mean, let the haters hate. Let them go. Mind your business. Find another job, overcome the weakness, and let the past die down. Unless the haters want to take your past and push it to the whole new level. The 666 level, that is. As in hardships. But if I was exposed for being too weak and I got kicked out of a party or kicked out the club, clubhouse, like, or the fitness club, not the club that I'm trying to, you know. I don't drink beer. I don't know. I'm not the club type. I like parties, but I'm mostly like house party. Made for teenagers to drink soda, dance the night away, even when it's at my own location, my own house. But until then, I gotta realize that to overcome my weakness, I have to communicate with others. More friends are needed in this time of need. More Jesus, the main thing, the main item is needed. Jesus is the reason why we're strong. Because with him, we can forget about our weaknesses. And the more time we count up our weaknesses, one day we'll be blessed with strength because we're getting the hang of understanding how life works. And the more you understand your weakness, the better off and stronger you're going to become. Even if the bullies try to talk smack to you and want to fight you, when they push you, you'll be like, okay, that's enough. Yeah, what you going to do? Well, put them up. And you did it. He starts to swing at you. He miss. You hit him in the gut, hit him in the face, kick him to the ground, and ask others who wants some. And let's just say that the whole crowd of kids who were treated like losers by the jocks, even the cheerleaders, decided to fight back. Stand by your side. Because with help, all tough love is going to be rid. All weaknesses is going to be rid. Because one man can't do things on his own all the time. It takes a nation of millions to hold the haters back, to stand with you, to win the fight for victory, for peace. And that's all we need. So what would you do if you have weaknesses? Would you cry over it or live through it and get stronger every day? That's what I would do. And on that note, weaknesses, they have to turn into strengths. But anyway, thank you so much for paying attention to what I have to say about weaknesses. And there will be more topics to talk about. So until then, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, TC Jones Edits, and there'll be more in stores. And stay tuned for more Cold Man's Winter Season 3. And also, this episode has been brought to you by Sweet Lady of the Week. And this Sweet Lady of the Week goes out to, the recognition goes out to Tia Neither. Well, I would hate to say, no, I would not hate it. I'm going to keep it real. Why would I choose Tia Neither as a Sweet Lady of the Week? Because back then, I had a crush on her. She was a teenager then, and man, she was a beautiful, beautiful girl. But now she's a woman, and I still believe she's a sweet lady, and she deserves this recognition. So to Tia Neither, if you're watching this, just know that I ain't forgot about you after all these years. From my first crush to a good friend. And that's all there is to it. So until then, this is yours truly, Taylor Jones. I was about to say Uncle Bean, but I'm not rapping. But I'm trying to be myself and be serious. This is yours truly, Taylor Jones, signing out. Overcome weakness with strength.